You think you understand power? You believe strength is measured in the volume of a roar, the force of a fist, the shadow of dominion cast over others. You've been taught that kindness is a soft currency, easily devalued, a welcome mat for the ruthless. And those who walk with a gentle spirit, who offer solace in a world of storms, you see them as breakable, harmless. Oh, how terribly mistaken you are. There exists a breed of soul, forged in fires you cannot comprehend, whose very essence is a paradox that could shatter your fragile understanding of reality. They are the architects of peace, the conduits of an almost unbearable compassion. Their presence is a sanctuary, their words a balm. They will offer you their light, their warmth, their unwavering belief in the flicker of good within you, even when you yourself have forgotten it exists. They do this not from naivety, not from a blind idealism, but from a depth of knowing that would terrify you if you could truly glimpse it. This is not the tenderness of the uninitiated. This is the profound softness that comes after breaking, after witnessing the abyss and choosing to return with light. Their empathy isn't a weakness, it's a superpower, honed in the crucible of their own silent battles. They see the pain behind your anger, the fear masquerading as arrogance, the hollow echo in your threats. And because they see it, they offer grace. They offer a space for you to heal, to grow, to meet your own humanity. This is their first offering, their sacred invitation. But do not misunderstand the nature of this offering. It is extended from a place of sovereign strength, not supplication. Their kindness is a deliberate act of courage, a testament to a mindset meticulously cultivated amidst chaos. They are the guardians of a forgotten wisdom, the keepers of an inner citadel that has weathered invasions you can only dream of. Their perception is not limited to the surface-level theatrics of human interaction. They see the undercurrents, the subtle energies, the unspoken truths that vibrate beneath the carefully constructed masks people wear. They are not fooled by eloquent lies or grandiose gestures. They feel the intention, the resonance of your core. This clarity is a gift, allowing them to connect authentically, to love fiercely, to give generously without expectation of return, for they are already whole. They walk this earth radiating a peace that can calm the most savage storms, a smile that can disarm the most hardened heart. But this same acute perception, this ability to see into the marrow of things, is also what makes them so formidable. For when that perception detects not just a flaw, not just a stumble, but a deliberate, malicious intent to desecrate the sacred space of trust they offer, something shifts. The observer within them, the ancient silent witness, takes note. Their wellspring of compassion is oceanic, yes, but the ocean has its boundaries, its abyssal depths, and its unyielding power when disturbed. They carry within them a healing energy, a transformative light that can mend fractured souls and illuminate darkened paths. This light is offered freely, a beacon for the lost. But make no mistake, light also exposes. Light can scores. The same energy that nurtures and heals can become an inferno when confronted with persistent, unrepentant darkness. It doesn't just soothe, it reveals. It burns away falsehoods, incinerates illusions, and reflects back the distorted image of any who would seek to exploit its warmth for nefarious ends. Many mistake this radiant softness as an invitation to manipulate, to control, to drain. They see the open hand and assume an empty mind. What a catastrophic misjudgment. Because when that light, so generously offered outward, is forced to turn inward to protect its source, it becomes a focused beam of pure, unadulterated truth. And in the face of that truth, nothing false can survive. It is not an attack, it is a revelation, the kind that dismantles empires built on lies, starting with the one within you. Their patience is not endless, it is purposeful. It is a spiritual strategy, a deep understanding of cosmic timing and human frailty. They will give you chances. Oh, they will give you rope, yards and yards of it, enough to weave a tapestry or hang yourself. The choice, as always, is yours. They observe, they wait, they allow room for self-correction, for integrity to surface, for the quiet voice of conscience to be heard. Even when they are fully aware of deceit, of betrayal festering beneath a veneer of friendship or loyalty, they may remain silent. This silence is not fear, it is not ignorance, it is grace, a sacred pause, an opportunity for redemption. They are giving you time to recognize the precipice upon which you stand, to feel the heat of the fire you are so casually playing with. They understand that true lessons are often self-taught, that revelation must dawn from within. But this period of grace, this divine allowance, is not infinite. It has a sacred threshold, and when their stillness transitions from watchful waiting to the profound calm before a seismic shift, know that the window of mercy is rapidly closing. Their silence then becomes a countdown, and when they finally move, or speak, or simply withdraw, it is not a reaction. It is a verdict delivered with the serene finality of a universe balancing its scales. You were given time to stop playing with shadows. That time has now expired. Their power is not the clamor of the insecure or the aggression of the threatened. True power needs no advertisement. It resides in the unshakable core of self-reliance, in the profound understanding that they are their own anchor, their own source. They do not need your validation, your approval, your resources. Their generosity flows from a cup that is already overflowing, not from a desire to fill a void. This intrinsic wholeness is what makes them so resilient and, paradoxically, so dangerous to those who operate from a place of lack and manipulation. They cannot be bought because they already possess the treasures that matter. They cannot be easily intimidated because their peace is internally generated. And when they are pushed to the point of severing a connection, it's not done out of spite or weakness, but from a place of absolute clarity and self-preservation. They are not losing an anchor. You are. They are not collapsing. They are merely withdrawing the foundational support their presence unknowingly provided. And you will only realize the extent of that support when the edifice of your own carefully constructed reality begins to crumble in its absence. Their self-reliance means they can walk away from anything that threatens their essence, and they will do so with a resolve that is as quiet as it is absolute. This is not abandonment. It is the ultimate act of self-loyalty. When they finally snap, as some might crudely describe it, understand this. It is not mere human anger. It is not the petty outburst of a frustrated ego. Chosen souls, these deeply attuned individuals, are not easily stirred by trivialities. They are grounded, emotionally intelligent, spiritually anchored. They've weathered internal storms that would break most. So, if you manage to push them past the boundaries of their immense forbearance, if you intentionally deceive, repeatedly violate their sacred trust, or mock the grace they've extended, the response you elicit will feel like a force of nature. It is divine judgment flowing through human form, a cosmic rebalancing enacted with chilling precision. Their words, when they finally choose to unleash them, will not be a torrent of rage, but carefully selected arrows of truth, each dipped in the potent elixir of clarity. They will not scream, they will articulate. They will dissect your motivations, expose your shadows, and lay bare the foundations of your deceit with a surgical accuracy that leaves you nowhere to hide. It's not about expressing their hurt. It's about reflecting your reality back to you, unfiltered and undeniable. Each word will feel like prophecy because it springs from a place beyond ego, beyond personal vendetta. In that moment, they become a conduit for a truth so profound, so piercing, it can realign your entire being or shatter your illusions completely. This is not punishment, it is revelation, and its impact is permanent. They are natural protectors, born defenders of light, of innocence, of the vulnerable. It is an instinct woven into the very fabric of their being. They are drawn to shield the overlooked, to amplify the voiceless, to stand as a bulwark against the encroaching shadows. Their presence often creates an unspoken zone of safety, a spiritual fortress where others feel inexplicably secure. They will step into the breach where others hesitate, not from a place of reckless bravado, but from a deep, intuitive knowing that this is part of their sacred duty. Yet, this powerful protective instinct is not solely directed outwards. It is a mirror. Chosen ones are fiercely, deeply protective of their own energy, their own peace, their own spiritual alignment. Do not mistake their boundless compassion for an absence of boundaries. The same sword of truth they wield to defend the innocent, they will turn with unwavering resolve to guard their own sacred space. And when it comes to spiritual warfare, to the subtle, insidious games of energetic vampirism and manipulation, they are not novices. They are veterans. If you consistently disrupt their alignment, cross their clearly demarcated lines, or attempt to pollute their inner sanctuary, they will not engage in protracted battles. They will disappear, not with bitterness, but with chilling clarity. Cutting ties for them is not an act of revenge. It is an act of profound spiritual hygiene. It is the ultimate self-protection, a severing of that which seeks to contaminate or diminish. Their rage, when truly provoked, is not loud. It is annihilating. But perhaps rage is too crude a word. It is more akin to a cosmic recalibration, a silent, implacable force. They will not waste their breath in futile arguments. They will not scream for recognition or beg for understanding. Their power in these moments lies in their profound silence, in the irrevocable decisions made in the quiet chambers of their resolved hearts. When deeply betrayed, when their core values are assaulted, they won't explode in a visible display of fury. They will retreat, quietly, completely, permanently. And it is in this retreat, this seemingly passive act, that their true, devastating impact is unleashed. Because when a chosen one removes their light, their energy, their stabilizing presence from your life, their absence becomes a deafening roar. It creates a vacuum, and into that vacuum rushes all the chaos their presence had unknowingly held at bay. Your world may begin to unravel, not because they cursed you, but because the silent, supportive architecture they provided is gone. The peace they carried departs with them, leaving you to face the undiluted consequences of your own choices, the stark reality of the void you created. Their silence echoes like thunder in the ensuing emptiness. Their withdrawal isn't to punish directly. It is to allow the universe, life, karma, to become your teacher. It's to let the natural law of cause and effect reveal the true cost of what was so carelessly or maliciously discarded. That is the nature of their dangerous aspect. It doesn't attack. It simply steps aside and allows truth to do the dismantling. And truth, in its purest form, is an unstoppable force. Their intuition is not merely a gut feeling. It is weaponized by truth. These souls are not just intuitive. They are divinely guided, hardwired to the subtle frequencies of reality. They see beneath the surface, beyond the masks, into the intricate dance of energies people try so desperately to conceal. You cannot effectively deceive someone who has been tempered in spiritual fire, someone whose senses are attuned to the unspoken language of the soul. They read energy the way others read books. They feel the dissonance between your words and your intentions. They discern the hidden motives, the unhealed trauma fueling your actions, the insecurity parading as arrogance. And when you attempt to manipulate them, to play them for a fool, you trigger a part of them that becomes razor-sharp, almost clairvoyant in its precision. They may not always voice what they know. Their wisdom often dictates restraint. But they see. Oh, they see it all. And if you dare to challenge them directly, to gaslight or deny the reality they perceive with such unnerving accuracy, you will find they do not fight with fists or insults. They fight with truth. With a few calmly spoken words, often delivered with an almost sorrowful certainty, they can expose the deepest, most carefully guarded shadows within you, the very parts you hide even from yourself. This is why toxic individuals, narcissistic personalities, and those who thrive on deceit instinctively fear them. Not because they are aggressive, but because their very presence, their unwavering commitment to authenticity, is a living confrontation with the shadow self. Truth is their sword, their shield, their constant companion. And they wield it not with malice, but with divine precision, to cut away only that which is false, that which obstructs the light. Yes, their mercy is profound, their capacity for forgiveness almost saintly. Chosen ones are often the repositories of divine compassion, their hearts beating in rhythm with a grace that seeks to heal, to restore, to uplift. They believe in second chances, in the inherent potential for redemption within every soul, no matter how far it has strayed. They will stand by you when the world turns its back. They will extend empathy even when you have wronged them deeply, praying for your awakening, for your return to light. They give you space to grow, to stumble, to learn, because they understand that the journey of healing is arduous and rarely linear. They do not demand perfection. They honor the process, the sincere effort. But this ocean of mercy, this divine wellspring of compassion, is not without its limits. It has a spiritual threshold, a sacred boundary. And once that threshold is repeatedly, consciously, and maliciously crossed, once grace is consistently abused, truth relentlessly denied, and crucial lessons arrogantly ignored, something fundamental shifts within them. The celestial advocate who once interceded on your behalf, who held a space of protective light around you, now, with immense sorrow but unshakable resolve, lets go. This is not an act of spite, it is an act of ultimate alignment, alignment with truth, with justice, with the sacred laws of energetic integrity. The spiritual covering they so generously provided, often unbeknownst to you, is withdrawn. And when that happens, you are left standing bare, exposed to the full, undiluted consequences of your actions, your choices, your vibrational output. There is no longer a buffer. There is no longer a compassionate filter mitigating the karmic blowback. Their mercy, once your greatest shield, your most potent blessing, transforms into a line in the sand, a line you will desperately wish you hadn't crossed. Because when their mercy reaches its divinely ordained limit, divine justice steps in, unfettered, uncompromising. And it is often only then, in the stark, unforgiving light of those consequences, that people realize they weren't just dealing with a kind heart, a gentle soul. They were dealing with an emissary of the Most High, a warrior of light whose kindness was a gift, not an obligation, and whose withdrawal signifies the activation of a far greater, more impersonal, and utterly inescapable accounting. Their very energy is a catalyst, a force that shifts atmospheres, for better or for worse. A chosen one doesn't just enter a room, they transform it. Their presence is not always loud or overtly demonstrative, but it is always felt. It's a palpable shift in the energetic climate. People may suddenly feel an inexplicable sense of calm, a profound sense of being seen, a surge of inspiration, or an unsettling awareness of their own incongruence. This is because the chosen one's aura, their spiritual signature, carries a divine frequency, a frequency of peace, of truth, of unconditional love, of order. Their spirit naturally brings harmony to chaos, clarity to confusion, light to encroaching darkness. The entire atmosphere elevates, subtly or dramatically, when they are present and aligned. But this same potent energetic influence, when provoked, when their inner peace is deliberately shattered, when their boundaries are violated, has the opposite effect.